Keeping it conservative on this Tuesday. It's a Tuesday, you know what I mean? And it's a little bit dreary the last few days. It's been raining here on the East Coast every single day. Shout out to each and every one of you on this beautiful, beautiful, blessed day to be alive, though. I'll tell you that. Thank you so much for being here. We got the audio on. I didn't tweak the speakers. I did the transition. I'm starting to get it, Porter. I'm starting to do it, team. You guys can depend on me. I got it. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on and appreciate each and every single one of you for sharing your most precious asset with me. And that is your time, baby. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer live stream. Are you motivated? I worked out today. The workout my wife made me do made me almost pass out. It was another extensive workout, very similar to T25, but it was all, I must have done 100. How many push-ups did I do? 100? Louise. Yeah, there was like 8 sessions of 8 or 12 push-ups. I mean, definitely got over 100 push-ups in there with burpees and also, I mean, it was insane. So let's get the lemon into the water. All right, let's get it going. I am parched, for I've been sweating all morning, working out. Got up early, 5:45 a.m., started getting into the channel, started getting it. Didn't see any gains throughout the morning. It's been an iffy, slow morning, I'll give you that. The volume has not been flushing in today, but everyone's weary. Everyone's waiting on the rate hike. 6 weeks from now, we have another rate hike in November, which is obviously going to be 75, but will it be a point? We don't know. Will it be 100 basis points? We're going to go from there. We're going to start off with what's going on in the markets. Let's break it down. Let me take a big sip of this lemon water. I hope you're getting hydrated. Hope you're not drinking booze. Alcohol is the worst thing you can do to yourself. Get rid of it. Get rid of the drugs. Work out every single day. Use natural herbs, right? Natural herbs to de-cleanse and help yourself, right? If I like to use a black cumin seed, right? Seeds, herbs, all different types of nature. Nature is the way. Everyone talks about what to eat, this and that. At the end of the day, one ingredient. Eat things that have one ingredient. It's that simple. The less ingredients it has, the better off it is for you. Remember that. Lemon, water. Lemon in the water. 2 ingredients. Both come from one ingredient. Water, 1 lemon. Right? Pretty simple. And I did it myself. I didn't go buy a lemon water mixture from a store, which I don't know where they got their lemons. They could be produced GMO. They could be in a crop that's sprayed. You might be just drinking sprayed water. Find out where your lemons come from. Buy local organic lemons if you can. There's so much to the story, right? Let's take a big sip of this and let's get into the charts. Enough with my shenanigans. Shenanigan is an Irish name. It's an Irish last name. The guy was Michael Shenanigan. And he used to pull all sorts of schemes through Limerick. And that's why they call them shenanigans. I made that up, but it's probably true. My wife is listening upstairs. She thinks it's awesome. Right, babe? Okay, let's get into the live stream. Shout out to each and every one of you for being here. Let's get pumped up. Let's get it going. And today, I have to be motivated. I have to be ready. Why? Because I teach class today. I teach class. That's right. Every single Tuesday from 3 to 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. Sammy James Price gets up into that podium and teaches technical analysis to a beautiful group of strangers that I've never met, but we become friends at the end, and it's an amazing time. Some people come back for more. I've seen reoccurring students just wanting to take the class again, get motivated, get situated, get in the right mindset to push through and press through. Shout out to each and every one of you who are jumping on in. Someone may just have decided to join right now. It's $60 if you're in the trading group, $100 if you are not. So join today. We can take people up until 1 o'clock, maybe even 1:30, 2 o'clock. My wife will put you in up until like 1:45. Then she has something she's got to do. But shout out to each and every one of you for being here. And I can't wait to teach class. I don't care if there's 1 person or 20 people. I'm there every single day. It's kind of like a rapper. Have you ever heard of it? Or an artist? They say, you know what? They put on a performance no matter what, right? No matter if they're in a small bar of 10 people or in a stadium of 20, 30,000. You put in your all every single time. And you know what? That's what I do on that class, and I love it. It keeps me going. It keeps me situated. I go over the beginner fundamentals every single week. Keeps my head in the game. Keeps me on my fundamentals. It's actually the best thing that I've ever done for myself is teach that class. I'm telling you right now, if you want to learn something, teach it. It'll blow your mind. Let's get into Bitcoin. Enough of my shenanigans. So look, we're taking a look at the 30-minute for Bitcoin. And yes, we do have this head and shoulder that I've pointed out, but there's a 32% chance we squeak by. And there's some other things at play, so let's talk about it. I just want to point it out right off the bat, though. There is a head and shoulder pattern here that could dump us to the downside. Measured move would take you from the neckline to about this area, 19,363. What I'm all about and what makes me go is, everybody knows, right? And I'm talking about the same things over and over again, but it's good to stay focused. It's good to stay on point, right? And if you know me, I'm looking at the all-time history index for Bitcoin. All right. Shout out to Crypto Billionaire for the $10. I am here for the secret sauce. Baby! Shout out to you and yours, and you're going to get it. A little sprinkle of garlic, a little bit of parsley. We also like to shred up our basil in there, get it mixed in. You know what I mean? A couple of leaves, but it's good to get it shredded. I started using shredded basil. I have a paste. Do we ever use the paste, babe? We got basil paste. Bring it down, babe. Bring it down. I'm going to chug the whole thing. I want everyone to see me chug basil paste on the live stream while we do TA, right? That's not going to happen. She will not bring it down. She will not let me be embarrassed that way. But, if she was mad at me, she would bring it down and she would laugh. She already put me through a hell week type of, if you ever did football as a kid, you did hell week. She put me through a hell week exercise. Who here did hell week? Who here played football as a kid? Sorry, I mean, if the ladies, maybe you played like another sport and you had hell week. So ladies too, soccer, whatever it was. But did you have a hell week, 2 weeks of hell where they made you work out so you almost threw up to get yourself back into shape for the season? And you were all hanging out with your buddies all summer long. And then you went to hell week and your coach had you in the dirt till you puked. That's what it is. That's what makes you ready for the season, so they say. Ready for more. Shout out to the 341 people, 126 likes. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. We're about to educate the world every single day here. Everyone, there's money to be made in this market every single day. Do not believe that there's not money to be made in this market. Like, look at this Gala short. In a month and a half, it's up 158%. Short and long, and baby, look, it's still in a pennant that continued to the upside. Someone's got a hold of this Gala coin, a VC venture capitalist, someone, and they've shorted the bejeezy out of it, and they don't want to let it go. I don't know what's going on. Seems pinned now. The short looks like it's at its wit's end, but they just keep pushing the short for Gala. I don't understand. It's a beautiful project. It's undervalued for sure, in my humble opinion. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice, but Gala, in my humble opinion, is extremely undervalued with a chain of games. Not just one game, not just one Metaverse Dome, and like a compilation of producing giant, it's like a powerhouse, a video game powerhouse, in my humble opinion, coming at you. So I'm excited for Gala. They've got big things coming their way. And honestly, it's, huge. We expanded the green screen. I love it. Look. There we go. I got the whole way. People say when you talk with your hands, you're more engaging and you bring them in. People say if you're on ATB and you use your hands, you're more likely to get the +1. So you're like, hey, by the way, did you know that when I trade Bitcoin, see how that works? I just mesmerized you. You had no idea what was going on, but you were loving it. You were into it. You were like, I want more. Give me more, please. This is interactive. You've never seen anything like this. This is a live stream. I'm going into you, out of you, and through you. No, I really am. Your brain is like, whoa, what happened here? I'm reprogramming your subconscious mind while you're here. You don't even know it, but I'm pulling you in. I'm sucking you right in. It didn't sound right, but I'm I got to make you laugh. I got to get you going here. Shout out to everybody here on the live. So, look, the Gala short, I just want to prove to you, there's money out here no matter what you do, man. No matter what you do. Shout out to the $10 super chat. You're the man. May God bless you and yours for throwing it down, starting a chain. He may start a super chat train that could go on forever. We never know. It may never stop. You know what I mean? We used to have a guy that showed up here and threw $500 super chats on the regular, just tossing $500 at me like, hey, you go, another $500 super chat on the regular. You know what I mean? What an amazing move that was. I mean, may God bless that man. May he come back one day. But you know what? We realized that, it's cool, but we can do it on our own. We can make it no matter what. Wag me, baby, wag me. Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. Everybody. The people over at MEXC Global, they were nice enough to open up the competition again because I wasn't using the right link. I felt bad. I told them, I didn't use the right link. Like I used the link to the competition, which you then had to click a sign up thing to, and it was like a double click, and You can't have people double clicking. Everybody knows that. Once you add a click, it's over. It's not happening. And so we fixed that, and we've pinned it in here. And now if you hit the link, it'll take you right to registration, and you'll be ready to go immediately into a registration window. So the idea behind this is, check it out. Here's the idea behind it, real quick, and then I'm going to get into Bitcoin when I'm done shilling, all right? But why am I shilling? Because there's a reason. I don't advise against leverage. I think leverage can destroy you. You end up borrowing the money, you pay the lending fee. There's a lot more behind it than people realize. So I don't trade leverage. I just want to make it clear, I'm not big on leverage trading. I'm just really not. But I do like ETFs. I think they're amazing. And I do use ETFs all the time. And I'll explain what an ETF is and what happens with it. I just wanted to grab this link here. Let me get the link, Bobby. Bobby, the link. So check it out. This is a competition here. It's going to be open for another 29 days. So you get a $25 airdrop and you enter a $2,000 to be received $2,000. And so how you do it is you sign up, deposit $500. If you spot trade up to $2,000 or you spot trade up to 10,000 futures, but only spot, right? And you get a $25 airdrop immediately, right? For that 4 or 5 trades that you do make, 5% back. You also get 10% back on your fees using the link. And then 2 of those 100 people that sign up will be lucky to get 100, lucky draw giveaway 5 times 200. So grab, all right. Okay. So they changed it up actually. They changed it up. So 1 person will receive 1 and then 5 people will receive $200. So it used to be only 2 people, right? And this will be activated when 50 participants get down. So now it's easier for 5 people to win 200. So they're actually changing up the game for us, making it even easier. Really beautiful. Really beautiful. All right. So there you go. And my link is right now in the posted here. So that's MEXC Global. Why do I like MEXC Global? I'm going to show you why. The leverage ETFs. You get 4, 5, and 3x leverage. And you can take advantage of a Bitcoin move, an ETH move, and so many other coins that they have out there. Like even Luna C. Like they even got a 3L Luna C. Even Quant, when Quant moved recently, made 20%, could have made 60%, right? So Quant had some big gains, and you take advantage of what your knowledge has, right? Again, I didn't start trading any of these till I had 2 to 3 years of spot trading, and I advise you have 2 years of constant spot trading to avoid any 3Ls. But if you feel comfortable, if I can accelerate your learning, and this is something that you're into, hey, you never know. So look, is the head and shoulder beginning to take over to the downside? Let's take a look here. I mean, the 1 hour is pointing down. It's doing this like extra down, about to double bottom here. It's messy. Let me show you what I'm seeing, because you're looking at it and you're like, what? I get rid of this. So my yellow line was saying, hey, can we bounce up and bounce? Otherwise, we're going to fall down probably to this area, 19,200, right? If we can't stay inside the channel. So if you're in my trading group, you get updates. You had 1 video update, and you get another update now, right? Like I gave them like a chart update explaining this. See, bulls needed to bounce. So the bulls desperately, in my humble opinion, we can open it up a little more here, but really like we need a bounce from and honestly, it's looking like a BART Simpson. And everybody knows the BART Simpson pattern here. Who here knows the BART Simpson? Who here knows the BART Simpson? Who here doesn't? I want to see if we have anyone in here. Please let me know, and don't be shy. Have you ever seen the BART Simpson pattern in trading? Do you think I'm out of my mind when I say it? Do you think I'm making it up? Do you think it's hilarious? Let me know how you feel. Eat my short. Shout out to Anku Kutsi Butsu. And usually it's in Bitcoin. It may be in other places, but I mainly see it in Bitcoin. And you can just Google this, the BART Simpson pattern. And you can get a reverse BART Simpson right back to a duo. I remember that. I remember that day we had back-to-back BART Simpsons. And I've seen it more than once, actually, in my humble opinion. I've seen it more than once in my humble life. So there's a BART Simpson there. It goes up flat. It does this jigging line, and it usually gives it all back the way it came to the upside. Oh, excuse me there. But here. So that's the BART Simpson pattern. All right. Bitcoin BART pattern. Crazy BART pattern. Pattern a sign of manipulation. The BART Simpson. Learned it about a couple weeks ago. Heard about it, but don't know what it means. I don't, and dumb. Yeah. So this is the BART Simpson. All right. And there's the breakdown. I mean, a head and shoulder pattern breaks down 68% of the time. So if you're my trading group, the thing about my trading group is you don't really wake up surprised. I'm up at 6 in the morning, 5 in the morning, so I'm usually up before most people on the East Coast, and definitely people on the West Coast. If you're in another country, my updates come out at 11 at night, and that might be 4 in the morning for you. So you get an update at 4 in the morning your time in Europe, and you get an update at like 5 or 6 in the morning our time here. So I'm keeping you going. I'm keeping you consistently updated throughout the day, no matter where you are in the world. Then I have an elite trading group. So when you see this dump or you see this happen to dump, you knew there was a head and shoulder here. So you're not like, oh, I didn't know we were going to dump. We also talked about this being a bit of a double top, right? 2 areas where you can't get above the same resistance point. That's, heavy resistance. So now you have heavy resistance in the zone. We're going to break that down, and we're going to talk about Bitcoin. I'm going to build my chart in front of you for fun. It's always a blast, right? We're going to do it. So now Bitcoin kind of falling off, but again, it could stop here. The 7-minute could say hold off, which it is doing, right? And it's saying, hey, I want to stay in this channel. And so it's all about the bulls holding us, right? Big support zone here is at this last channel, 19,004. Can we hold 19,004? Why is it significant? Because you had previous resistance here, and then when you came up, you bounced. You made an SR flip right there at that point in time. We may still respect that SR flip, right? So far, we wicked down. We came back inside of the pattern, all right? 7-minute is oversold, telling us that we should get a bit of a bounce, possibly all the way back to the top of the pattern here. Also, do you see it or do I see it? I mean, Sammy, cup and handy to the upside. There always has to be a cup and handle on the live stream. I don't know why, but it's just part of the course here. If you've never come to the stream, welcome to the live. Also, there's a point of control here using the VRVP. And if you know me, we use this very often, every day, a lot. And if we can get above this, we can be gone. And we can hit this measured move out of the flag, right? So we're privy to the fact that we could get a BART Simpson pattern. We're not, and it would end us down here. And look, that would be the bot, right? So we know that can happen, and we know there's a head and shoulder. So we're not blindsided by any bearish movement here. So now what we're doing is we're going to look for the smaller time frame, and we're going to zoom into the 5, the 7, and we're going to explore and look for what's called bearish divergence on a smaller time frame. So bear with me as we look for bearish divergence. Get it? Bear with me. I mean, whatever. Sorry. Anyway, shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Let me entertain you while I show you what's going on. And you know what? If you can entertain someone while you teach them, they tend to retain the information, right? They're in a good mood. They have euphoria. Their brain's in a good state, right? I mean, you can't teach someone while you're scaring the bejesus out of them or pissing them off, right? So how else do you do it? You make them in a good mood. You ever had a good teacher? You ever had a good teacher? Good teacher always made you laugh. Can you remember your best teachers? Even soccer coaches, I remember, like, they throw a joke in there. They loosen it up. They get everybody feeling groovy. That is the key to being a good teacher, is setting the base, setting the feeling. And every day here, this is class, as you couldn't tell. I mean, other YouTube channels, they do what they do. I like to teach, so this is class for me. This is my passion. This is your passion. So together we share the passion of learning. And that's why you're here with me now. You've been led here to learn, to gravitate towards education. And may God bless you for that, because that's really what changes the world. When we all learn, we can teach someone else. And when we can teach someone else, we can progress, and the whole human race can benefit from each other. And that's really what we should be doing. I should learn what you learn. You should learn what I learn. And together we should move forward as a huge base. I am you, you are me. And if we think like that, we can achieve anything that's possible. Once we jump into the hole and we're not so afraid to become a part of everybody else, like the fabric of everyone, like, when I dedicated myself to my trading group, I became part of everyone that was in it. I fell into their hands. They fell into mine. And it's like I was woven into the hands of time. The testimonials that I read shred through my heart like a harp of movement in time and space. It just, man, I'm so connected to each and every one of you. You've become a part of me in such a way that I'll never be the same. This channel is my life. My trading group is my life. The passion that I live for every day is through you. And somehow God gave it to me. And I never used to preach about God like that. But I never had a channel, never had a beautiful life. I never had things going so awesomely well. Man, knock on wood, man. I don't even have to. But man, just pray to God that everything continues. And stay grateful for every single moment that I've been given. And man, I'm going to get back into the charts. I'm sorry, I don't mean to be a preacher. I'm just full of light, love, and happiness. And it's hard not to spread it when I feel it this much in my heart every single day. So thank you for letting me let it out. It's just part of who I am. And I don't mean to take away from the charts. So I see a falling wedge here on the 7-minute. Can we break back to the upside? A bit of a Sammy cup and handy, right? Again, it would only just kind of cause minutia, like up and down, but it would keep us in the channel and above, hopefully, the point of control. 19,550 is really going to be the big deal. If we can't get above it, we're going to dump, likely down to the area I showed you here at 19,200, and then we'll go from there. So we're either going to hold this zone, get above the point of control, stay sideways for a while, or we're going to take a bit of a dump to the downside. We do see some probability that we could take a dump. The 4-hour also is not in our favor at all and has already got a tweezer top with 2 candles, likely showing signs of a move to the downside. All right. So now we're going to freestyle. So you see what's going on right now. We're watching the 15-minute in a flag. We're watching the 7-minute. And right now they're holding 19,400 really for now. They bounce us off this lower trend. Right. So, but did we break back inside the pattern? No. You see that? We fell out. So in my humble opinion, because if you keep cheating it, this white line here, so you have to say, we fell out. You could I'm trying to open it like this, but I don't know. To me, we fell out. There's the head and shoulder on its way, right? Showing signs that we may not get that lift off, right? We're pushing down now, 19,400. Time for some Bookmap to see where the liquidity lies. What I also like to do at this stage is I go to Bitcoin on the Binance chart. I delete all my old work and I take a look. See if I can come up with something different. See if something hits my fancy. It's a lot of work. I get it, right? But look, that was an M pattern too. Look at the M there. See, the second you look at another chart. So I delete all my work like this. It's gone. I take away the moving averages for a second. It's gone. And I just take a look arbitrarily at price action. All right. Which I think is something you should do. Or you can do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. But this is cool because it's just new perspective living. All right. I even take away the view. I just want to see it, man. There's so much action in price action. So here's our high range. Here's our low range. So it's like this. Low range. That's really loud, babe. I can hear that. Sounds like you're watching a video from back in the day or something. So here, we take a look at this here. Resistance, resistance, resistance. So our high range of this area that we're in, right? Our high range is this. And our low range is that. That's it. I haven't really looked at this in a while. That's what we're doing. And we've been respecting this upward channel. All right. For since September 18th. For a dang month now, we've respected this channel. They tried to break it, but they broke us back above it. Very, very interesting. All right. This is when you open up your new perspective, you can kind of see things you didn't see before. All right. And if I open this up, I can say, you know what? We're getting rejected by the top trend line here. It's clear as day for me. And we're likely the 4-hour wants to break us down. All right. Now we can open back up at the pattern. You can see MACD done, RSI done, stochastics overbought. And this is an M double top. All right. Sad thing about this is, does it progress into a bigger M, which would take us down here to 18,100 yet again. All right. And we would break this upward trend. So that's worst case scenario on the 4-hour time frame. I just want to build you a picture of what's happening. All right. So there, this kind of just gives you clarity. It's like a breath of fresh air. You don't have to see 1,000 indicators and 1,000 things. Price action will tell you a lot. It really will. So look, where's our next local resistance? It's here because we had support, right? Support. Previous support becomes resistance. Previous resistance, new support, and vice versa. So we bounce so many times here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And again, it could be a zone, right? As you can see, we've milked through a little bit. And resistance, resistance, resistance yet again. So this area has been shown to be a bit of a pain for Bitcoin, 19,600 and 19,005. And I kept saying, if we can't close above it on the daily or the 4-hour, expect more downside. All right. Now, nothing's guaranteed. Let's look at our local areas that we could bounce from. All right. And now you can see how we're mad scientists with this. And you don't have to make any decisions till you do your analysis. But if you don't have even a system to your analysis, then how can you even feel comfortable about it? You're going to do whatever you think is all right. I have a system. I've been doing it for such a long time that I'm sitting in the pocket right now. I know exactly where I sit. I feel comfortable at what the lines I'm making. I get exactly what's happening. So here we have resistance. We've bounced here a couple times. Can we get a bounce at 19,351? We lose that. We're headed to 19,219, and we lose that. We're headed to about 18,950. All right, we lose that, then it's you know, and what you can show is that this is a symmetrical triangle now. So you can take this, you can take your measured move to the upside, which would get us into this free range region of 21K. And then you can take your measured move to the downside by cloning this. Oh, never clone alone. Please don't play games with that. Because, you know, just don't clone alone. I don't want to say why, but just be careful. So your measured move down will be 17,005. You'd make a new low, basically, right? You've been holding this trend for a month. You would assume that you would continue, all right? You've made a low, you made a high, you've made a low, you've made a lower high, you've made a higher low. 2 lower highs now, but can the daily? So you're waiting for the daily to reset because it is low, right? Even after the shenanigans here of the 1 hour. The 22 hour also wants to dump on you, though. See, I like the 22 hour. I've been playing it a lot, and look, it's bearish. And the last time it was bearish, we got a pretty nasty drop to the downside. So that's a worrisome thought right there, is the 22 hour as well. Okay. 12 hour span, 8 hour span, right? 6 hour, like the whole, you get your 40 or 22, and it starts with the 4 hour, right? So I see some bearishness. We'll flip out a short and take a look at it too and see if we can extend the short after this. 19,004 now is getting tested. And again, I could bring you back to the smaller time frame and show you that the head and shoulder did play out. And we had you at hello. If you were in my trading group, you weren't like, oh my gosh, I didn't know the head and shoulder was going to dump on. I had no clue we were bearish. You know? I mean, now you're about to hit the measured move, which is 19,350. You're so close. And you're breaking the 200 moving average, which you usually should get a bounce from. It also tells you that you got a little bit of a struggle coming. All right. So we're moving to the bottom of the pattern, in my humble opinion. You know, our best case scenario is that we do not break this trend line, but it's likely we head lower. And that low area is 19,200 area. And again, then we break weekly support at 19,300, which absolutely stinks, right? I don't want to break that. I've been wanting to hold that the whole time. And we'll look at that too as well. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. You people are absolutely wonderful. 553 people on the live, 240 likes. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would be greatly blessed if I could. Thank you so much. I worked my arms out just for you, just so I would look tight in the suit with the, you know, come on. Come on now. I got the maroon pocket square with the maroon shirt, keeping it clean, keeping it conservative. I might as well button the top button today. You know what I mean? Keep it real Paul Barron. I'll keep it Paul Barron. Keep it extra Paul. Look at that. Shout out to Paul Barron in the house. I see you, Paul. I'm coming up on you. I'm the next tech maniac. I'm the next tech man. I'll be 50 years old. I'll be like, Mr. Price, Mr. Barron. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Appreciate you all for being here. So 19,400 is desperately attempting to hold. We do have a level of support here, but it's desperate. And we had a lot of momentum in the 4 hour that could crush us. So all points to the downside in that head and shoulder as well. So now you go to the small time frame. Now I'll show you what to do. Now you're like, well, I don't know what's going to happen. Well, you go to the 1 minute chart. You start forming either a double bottom or some type of bear pennant that's going to complete the move completely down. I mean, that's a bear pennant to me, bear flag, and that sends us even lower to 19,300. So you can start seeing if the move wants to cascade lower by finding continuation patterns on the smaller time frame. This is now forming a bit of a descending triangle, which to me is a bearish trending pattern, especially when you're moving to the downside. So I would expect more downside based on this flag on the 1 minute time frame. And just like the other day when Bitcoin was pumping hard fast, remember we used the 1 minute to make all these little flags and find the move to the upside? Same situation when you see Bitcoin dumping to the downside. And remember, no matter what's happening with your coin or how good your system, the whole setup looks, if Bitcoin begins to dump, you're going to continue to dump too as well, and your setup is going to get rocked. You're going to hit a stop loss, and things aren't going to trade well. So just remember that. All right, Bitcoin will ruin every single setup, and it will be tough. It will be tough. All right, so we're watching this bear flag now with a 1 minute time frame. But you would be looking for Bitcoin to double bottom. It's got a double bottom here, right? But it already lost the channel, in my humble opinion. It lost 19,434, which was the bigger area. Now you're looking for bearish retest to get into a maybe bigger short, possibly, as the 4-hour cascades lower, right, to 19,100 area. So, again, this is the smaller time frame look, right? And that's why you have to use multiple charts, because if I zoomed out on this, then you wouldn't see what was going on, right? Now we zoom back out to the Binance chart, and so I have it so laid out nicely. This is another thing that I've done. I perfected a way to be able to zoom in and zoom out for you, so I can show you so much different interactions in the charts, right? I see a lot of other people, like, they're just, you know, and this is what you need. I know what you need because I've been doing it for a long time, and I know how to bring you to the water. I know how to pull you in. I know how to give you the information that's going to get your mind ticking and going. I know, you know, you want to know. You know, the other day my friend was here, and he said, I didn't know you could just trade the 1 hour, the 7, the 15, or pick a time frame. He's like, oh my gosh, you can scalp this for that percent, scalp that for this. He's like, I just thought it was like you get in and you hope it goes up or down. You have no real. He's like, this is mind-blowing to me. He's like, now I realize you have a science here. This is not just gambling. This is a science. He was mind-blown. And so I'm hoping someone in the chat right now has their mind blown. Is anyone mind-blown right now? Did anyone learn something today that has them on another level that's like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that I found this YouTube recommended video. Thank you for the YouTube recommendations. We're getting more and more YouTube recommendations, you know, all the time. Feeling if that keyword keeps coming, YouTube recommendations, YouTube recommendations, YouTube recommendations. Yes, thank you for the knowledge. Every day is that day, man. Mind blown. CMAS, you're the man, dude. My mind is blown. Shout out to Tori. Loads every day. Thank you. Appreciate it. Shout out to JVR Vandelier. Yeah. Every day I watch your videos. I have a mind-blowing experience. Anthony Mack, you're the man, dude. Glad you guys can predict the future. I cannot. Shout out to David Kendall, my man. I love you, David. Every day I'm learning something new from you, Sam. Thank you so much. Crypto420, you're the man, dude. I feel like I'm falling in love. Thank you. I appreciate that. Sam, I'll take you with me everywhere, even in Dubai, man. I love you, man. I'm learning every day with you. Screen share with the liquidation was amazing. Love your teachings. Tune in every day. Thank you, man. 2 gaps on SPX to fill. I always glad to be here. God bless you all. When it comes to the chart, you're the man. If you're not blown, I don't know what will. You're funny, man. Shout out to everybody here. Greatest crypto trading education. Mohammed, thank you for everything. Hey, amen. Sam's live streams are better than a new season of Cobra Kai. Shout out to you're funny, man. Sam, when do you ship for our both rollie? Glad to see you, man. For our rollies. Yeah, right. When do we shop for both our Rolexes? I mean, I could get one today. I guess someone was telling me they're going to be an investment. So I guess I could buy a Rolex today. But I mean, I don't know. I'm just not into it. I'm not into the whole look at my Rolex thing. Babe, could you bring me my watch? If you could. If you're busy, I get it. Always say okay if you can't do it. Always give them an out. All right? I'm just teaching you how to be a good husband. If you could. You know, always say if you can, you know, if you have the chance. You know, never be demanding. I'm telling you right now. This is how you treat your ladies. So look, we got the double bottom. And this is key. So the 1 minute's going to give you the information pretty fast. And now we're back inside the bottom of the pattern, which tells me we defended 19,400 pretty well, right? Which tells me that there's a chance that the 7 minute could get us back in action, all right? And now we're attempting to crawl ourselves back inside the pattern. However, this could be a bearish retest, all right? What is a bearish retest? It's when you try to attempt to get back inside an area or a support or resistance zone and you can't. You're looking for bullish retest when you get into charge. You're looking for bearish retest when you get out. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just overall universal ideas that traders use. All right. So I'm just going over trading terms, trading concepts here, getting in on the, you know, like right now we could be bearishly retesting the bottom of the pattern that we broke out of here. Actually, let me see what that is. I mean, resistance right now. Yeah, so that's a pretty good, if you look at it here, I mean, previous resistance, and we're using that as support now. And we did BART Simpson. You could say it's like a half BART, right? Does want to go lower, but it's a half bot right now, and it's getting held by the 7 minute time frame. So remove this. We could say that kind of played out, right? Like we got that. To me, it went very close to the measured move. It actually, no, it hit it. Yeah, it hit the measured move of the head and shoulder right there. Exactly. Isn't that crazy? I was off by like 19,347. We went to 19,361. All right. And that's how you do this stuff. Okay. You use measured moves, head and shoulder patterns, and you'll figure it out. Right. What was the head and shoulder? It was the shoulder, the head, and see the shoulder, head, shoulder. Measured move is the length of the neck from the head. Use the wicks. And then swing that to where the shoulder went, and that's where you should end up going. And that's why we were able to predict where price action was going to drop today. Okay? Based on using what's called a measured move. Every single shape has a measured move no matter what. All right? Just remember that. And remember, there's always a time to learn. Like, there's a lot of channels that are losing people right now because everyone's just into talking about, the news and what's happening. This is learning. We can learn at any moment in time. Like, we can use any chart, any day, and I can teach you my 15 years of knowledge playing with these charts, right? And there's so much coming up that any day there's just more and more information, and I keep learning more. So I can continue to progress, and you can continue to follow through, and I can continue to give you the sauce, all right? And as the charts move and as the markets change, we need to change. We can't keep trading the same way over and over again. Also, another cool concept I want to show you is falling wedges. They break up 68% of the time. When they break down, you take the length of the back end with a diagonal move here, and they usually just fall straight out to the downside. It's exactly what happened to this falling wedge. So just understand, when a falling wedge breaks down, it just falls down ridiculously. It gets pushed down really, really bad, right? We'll take a look at Bookmap in a second. What is Bookmap? Well, Bookmap is a beautiful company. They reached out to me. They said, we like the way you trade. We like your style. We like how accurate you are. We want to be associated with someone like you. We think you're going places. I said, I'm flattered by that compliment. And I mean, that's how you approach somebody, right? Smart idea. And I take a look at their product for a while. I said, let me test it out. Let me use it. And I started using Bookmap. It started showing me where the liquidity was lying on Binance Futures. I can also look at amalgamated data on Binance Futures, Bybit, and OKX. As Bitcoin is a leading indicator, I could put this on many other assets, 20 or 30 different assets, Ethereum as well. But because Bitcoin is the leading indicator, you really only need, in my personal opinion, Bitcoin. If Bitcoin decides to go sideways, we have a chance for alts to pump. If Bitcoin decides to pump hard, it's going to take some USDT pairs with it, but I might want to watch my UST pair, my Bitcoin pairs. If Bitcoin is deciding to take a bit of a slump, right, then I may want to trade some short altcoins and make a move. So when I can see where the liquidity is rising and going on Bookmap, it gives me a little bit of an edge on how to trade the market. So I use this beautiful tool all the time. It's red and green. It's a heat map, right? Heat, right? And this is like, when you're looking at like goggles and you're looking at, a night vision goggles, you can see the heat, right? And so it's showing you where the more heat is, the more liquidity is. So look, everyone went short right now on that short. They're gobbling back up the people that jumped short late onto that short, right? So people jumped into the short. They're shredding them right now. Whoever just jumped in, they're just getting those shorts out of the way. The 7-minute does want to move back to the upside. You have to see that, right? And you're getting the MACD reversal. And so, you had a nice, strong volume to the upside with falling price, which showing signs of a big, strong sell-off there, right? But now, look, we're getting back into this red zone. There's more red at 19,005 than there is down here. So it's telling you that we're more likely to get into the zone. Do we get all the way back up to 19,007? You'd like to see more stacked liquidity up here. However, they could spoof it and pull it around. Nothing is guaranteed about this, but it just, over time, there is a probability that this plays out. So it's something that we use, something that we look at a lot. So I'm checking it out right now, and you can see that it's likely we are getting pushed back in to the 19,500 area, and you can see the liquidations occurring in real time. They get split open if I have them wide, but if I go back in, you can see they equate to about $20,000 in liquidations just occurred. So someone just lost their whole stash, and about 7 accounts. So different accounts. Someone lost 1,000. Someone lost, but about 20K in liquidations occurred on Binance Futures right now. Bang, 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 and you're gone. Probably trading with 100x, 50x, or way too much leverage to get themselves involved in a quick flash liquidation of that nature. So we're bouncing back on. There's heavy volatility, right, for Bitcoin. And I'm going to recreate the KuCoin chart too as well. Nice and neat. End of the day, it's the same scenario, right? It's this channel here, and it's this channel here. Can we hold? Is the question. Is the bullish divergence on that daily going to stand through? All right. We also have the dollar index to go through. We also have the S&P futures. I'm just not done with Bitcoin yet. I'm just not done with it. All right. We have this possible move to the upside. All right. So we're looking at this. All right. Some say we could have broken out already. I think it's more conservative to keep pressing on a resistance bar until you really break all resistance. You know what I mean? Like, if you could draw two patterns, one says you broke out, one says you didn't, I'd rather draw the pattern that said I didn't and fight through. I mean, and already we'd be back in the other one anyway, or somewhat retesting. So this 4 hours, a lot of room to the downside. I tell you what, it's going to have to flip. So this has to go somewhat halfway down here, and it's going to have to bend back up and hit this channel, right? The tighter we get, the more obvious a big move is coming, and that's tightness for Bitcoin. So a huge move is coming for Bitcoin in the next 3 to 4 days. All right, 36 to 48 hours, in my humble opinion. It's Tuesday now, yeah. So I'm talking Friday, Saturday. Some big move is coming, right? Most likely right now to the downside, based on the 22-hour time frame showing bearish moves, and it's at the top. Had I shorted this every time when I was high on the 22-hour, there was a dump, there's a nice dump, there's a horrible dump right there on that one. So 1, 2 would have been good, 3 would have been a horrible dump, 4 would have been a nice dump, 5 nice dump, and 6. So like every single time we got above the dotted line, if I began to open up a short, I'd be in the money. So do we open up a short again on the 22-hour time frame? I mean, your tweets are topped, and it says that you may, you know. And again, we could be forming this pattern here, up, down, up, and be coming back down to this falling wedge. And this may be our next spot of, you know, to bounce is 18,697 here, right? So I'm heeding that. I'm keeping that. I'm privy to that. I'm saying, hey, that's possible. It's very possible. Okay. That's a wedge that we're forming. Now we bounce back up and then get out of there. There's a chance. But that's on my radar right now. 22-hour does not look amazing, right? Beyond, and I just showed you the probabilities. Like my whole trading style is right in front of you. It's pretty obvious. Like, had you shorted this and this and this, win. You know, so like, do you short this one? I mean, and again, you might be wrong. This might be the 1 out of 10 times you're completely wrong and you get squeezed out. But that's the chance that you take as a trader. That's trade life. That's trader life. Everyone has a gamble in every situation. Like even at the job you're at, you could get fired. You might not, you know, someone might replace you. There's a gamble at every situation and everything you're doing. Can you make it happen? Can you make it work? I want that angle perfect, right? There we go. There you go. I'm all Paul Barroned up today. You know what I mean? With the extra button. Who likes the extra button on top? Who wants me to undo the button? Let me know. I just want everything to collapse so I can buy cheaper. See, that's what everybody wants, but are we always going to get what we want is the question. I do not know. Bookmap is a great representation of why the VRVP works. Agreed. I like the Bookmap too, but it is way too easy to bot cook the books. Yeah, but they don't really do it as much as you realize, and it helps a lot. I just want everything. Yeah, me too, dude. I just want everything to. I just want to live every day and have a good life. You know what I mean? However that works out, however things go, that's all I'm looking for. You know. So end of the day, likely we complete this BART Simpson to the downside and end up here at the bottom of the pattern. Do we break 19,200 area? And then we're going to have to test this point of control again, which is so annoying. I don't want to go near it. But it's based on the 4 hour, it is likely we go lower, right? But so far, we're defending the zone, and anything is possible. So again, we go back to that smaller time frame, get rid of all my squiggly lines because they're just representations of an idea at that moment. And like if you want to be serious, then you're like, well, okay, then we need to break back inside this pattern to remain bullish. So now what you're looking for is this projection. Just like we projected the other one to get us down there, can we get back up? And we got to get above this POC to remain bullish. So if Bitcoin can't get back above 19,545, short the market. That's what I would do. Bitcoin can't get it back above there on the daily or the 4 hour time frame. When we use that as resistance a few more times, we're going to fall down to the lower liquidity zone and the lower point of control at 19,100. And it's just that simple. All right. So that's it. You're going to watch the 7-minute and the 15 to see if we can bounce back inside this trend line. All right. And back above that point of control. If you cannot, that red line right there, and you bearishly retest, look for more downside. Not a lot of movement because you're tighter in the channel, but it could build a bigger, that could be the beginning of a bigger short. I could be scaling into a bigger short through that. We hit resistance multiple times. Couldn't get above it. You short resistance, you long support. You're at resistance in these areas. A short would be the most likely play. All right. So that's what I say here. I'm watching the 7-minute for a bearish retest. If we get back inside, then this pattern's back to being legit. The 1 minute could take over, and we could bounce to the upside and swing that 4 hours. So I'm giving you both scenarios that could play out, and I'm showing you how both could play out. And I'm showing you the exact moment in time I would switch my situation, all right, and why and how and what time frame I'm using. So that's just like this. Like, I've never seen anyone do that, honestly. I think they're afraid to give you their special sauce. Shout out to the 670 people on the live, 348 likes. Everybody, you people got me to 1,000 people watching the live stream last week a couple times. You people got me to amazing heights. I can't do it without you. There's 351 likes here, 665 people. Half the people either don't know where the like button is, can't find it, or don't know how important it is to me. Everybody, I show up every single day. My life is no joke. I love you. I want to change your life. That's why I'm here every single day. I'm going to change your life. We're on a mission to change millions of people's lives, and we're going to do it because I do anything that I dream about and put my mind to. I used to sit here and dream about being on YouTube, dream about getting super chats, dream about being an analyst, right? I was sitting at work. I said, I want to get this education. I want to learn. I want to get to that level. And I'm here now. I dreamed about making this logo. I made the logo. Then the logo was real. And now I live in my dreams, and I want to prove to you that you can absolutely live in your dreams. I live in a job. My job creation is my job position is one I created, right? I didn't wait for someone to hand me a title. I created a market valued position that people want in the market. So everybody, I love you. And even by showing up every day, I'm trying to prove to you, you can break through the mold. You don't have to work a 9 to 5. You can do anything you put your mind to. You can live in your dreams. You can push forward all these crazy obstacles in your mind you think exist. They don't. Fear is fake emotions acting real. You can do anything you put your mind to. And I want you to know that. As well as I am a trader, I'm a motivational speaker. I'm a life coach. I want to get you to another level. I want to push you to some levels that you never thought possible, because I'm living levels that I never thought possible a few years ago. And if I can do it, you can do it. Trust me. Believe in yourself. You're your best friend. You're your own worst enemy. You can make it happen, or you can break it down. If you don't think there's opportunity, then there isn't. You have to believe. Believing is everything. I'm telling you right now, believing is everything. And then gratitude is attitude. Every single day you have gratitude for what you already have. God will provide more. I promise you, every single day you wake up with gratitude and go to sleep with gratitude. I promise you, the next day you'll be given something more beautiful, something more amazing to be even more grateful for. Every day it will continue to grow, the intensity, the beauty. Every time you're grateful, you will receive more things to be grateful for. I'm telling you right now, I promise you, it is the answer to all of your issues, and the frequency you will start to live is a higher frequency. You'll be able to begin to attract the things you need in life. You'll be on another level. I'm telling you right now, and it's fad. We had 670 people on the live, 630, we lose 40 people. When I talk about recreating the mindset, when I talk about going after what makes you really become the greatest version of yourself, and this is the most important part of the stream, because you can learn all the TA you want, but if you don't believe in yourself, how are you going to turn that 10 grand into 100 grand? How are you going to believe you're going to become a millionaire? You know what I mean? I believe it all comes from the belief. Then you get the education, and then things start going your way, but it starts with the energy. It starts with the positive mindset. Without a positive mindset and a true structure and a belief system, I believe that all TA and everything else can fall apart completely. I don't care how much education you get. So as much as people think I'm off topic here, I'm 100% on topic. Your mentality is every part of your trading. If you don't know that, go listen to any single trader. Go read Trading in the Zone. Get into it. Break it down. And I'm telling you, you will see exactly why I'm harping on these points every single day on the live. Thank you so much for listening. If you're still listening, I appreciate you. You're hearing what you need to hear. If you're not listening, if you tuned out, then something about what I said rustled your feathers. You could be a closet hater. We don't know. But something about it didn't get you going. This is high frequency talk. People that want high-frequency talk. Who here wants high-frequency talk? Who here wants tough love? Who here wants the notion that you can do anything you want in your life? All right? Let me know. We are listening real talk. I worked 600 days straight to get where I'm at. It wasn't a joke. Everything I have here is built from these hands. No joke, no BS. And, I'm not bragging. Everyone's like, oh, he's a bragger. He's full of himself. No. I'm showing you what hard work does. I'm showing you what showing up every day. I'm showing you what consistency and persistency can do for your life. Just find your focus, find your discipline, hit it every single day. Don't let anyone take it away from you. Become everything that you want in this life and get it, get it, get it. If you tuned out, it's high frequency talk. Sounds mumbo jumbo to normal people, but it's what you need. Shout out to Black Ops. Shout out to everybody here. People just want to tell them when to buy and when to sell. They don't understand everything you do and say is gold. Shout out to Ace PR, man. I love you. I love you. So Bitcoin trying to hold the zone here. And, it's a pretty boring day, but bearish nonetheless. All right. Bearish nonetheless. And again, remember that one, you need to start putting yourself in. There's a shoulder, head, and a shoulder there. Kind of dreary. You see it? Shoulder, head, and shoulder. But still bear flag-esque. But is it inverted? My thing is this. We got to get back inside this pattern to remain bullish. And if we don't, we're headed lower. Simple as that. All right? And that's what I'm calling. We did get support at 19,400, which is amazing. All right? See that right there? We got a bounce. And the 7-minute is attempting a bounce. Could have been a half BART. You can also draw this trend. Are we going to hold this trend line? Something to think about. Break out of that. Sketchy pattern. It's really not the best, but could happen. I'll be watching it closely. I'm not long or short right now. Really no reason to. I would long this breakout and bounce off of my green area. I would short this breakdown and short off of this area. And I'm waiting for one of these two to occur, in my humble opinion. That's Bitcoin in a bit of a nutshell. Let's move on. All right. Fell out of the pattern there too as well. So, remember, shoulder, head, and shoulder to the downside. Bending these stokes consistently for 2 weeks now with a good chunk of change. Joined the trading group, and I swear I'm starting to see the gain already. This man is so accurate. It's just giving you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to Anthony Malone, another person breaking it down. Another random person just saying what they say. Appears to be bearish retests and negate the inverted, in my humble opinion. I agree. Best trading strategy I've ever seen. Thank you so much for saying that, man. Without a proper mindset, even the best trader strategy will not work. Shout out to Willow Crypto, my man. I love you for saying that. I love you for saying that. Motivational speeches are not for everybody. Hey, I love the high frequency talks. Thank you. May God bless you and yours. Can I get 200 people to hit that like button, though? We still got these closet people in the background. You know you want it. You can do it. You got to believe in yourself, though. CWEB has been on my radar. CWEB and CPOOL. Interesting little coins here, right? Look, it's very oversold in the daily and hugging this upper trend line. CWEB on my radar. Possibly 61% gains for CWEB if it can hold the zone. So I just wanted to put that out there. CWEB looking nice on that daily time frame. Look at that daily, just ready to rip, right? 4 hour also just ready to rip, right? 1 hour's in indecision, could come on down. 15-minute is in the sweet spot, in my humble opinion, right? Double bottoming an attempt with some bullish divergence beforehand. So again, anything could happen, but look, this is bullish divergence here too. You got this swing down, but you're swinging up here. It's interesting. So CWEB on my radar. One of the hotter coins in the game, has been on an uptrend for a while, ever since June 15th. It's been on a crazy uptrend. So it's doing its own thing. It did hit this resistance, this bigger resistance that it's at, but it has some support in the zone. If it holds, CPOOL could do some damage, in my humble opinion. So CPOOL on the radar. Fallow, which was hot. I saw it in the flag. Wish I had taken it. I didn't. It kind of burns me. But I saw it in this flag, and then it continued to rip. I didn't post the flag, too. And I saw it on my own alone, and it would have been one of my greatest calls of the week, actually. I would have been still talking about it. I'm like, look at my Fallow call, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I don't get to do that now. So it is what it is. Maybe I could do it with this one, though. But the 15 minutes looking pretty good on this tight channel. Fallow looking like in a beautiful bull pennant. And what's going on? Well, Polkadot hit the most amount of users using Polkadot, like the highest hash rate for Bitcoin, like Polkadot hit the highest rate of interaction on the blockchain, right? That's a big deal. More people were making and moving and creating on the Polkadot blockchain than in the history. That's good for blockchain. That's good for the human race. That's good for all of us. I mean, that's just good information that we're progressing at the speed of light like that with Polkadot. So I like that. 4-hour time frame and the 1 hour time frame still has legs. 4-hour time frame is showing signs of a move to the upside with momentum. Okay. 22-hour could loop up for one more top, right? But the daily's a little high. So I don't like where the dailies are, right? I don't like where the bigger time frames. 3 days still has their legs to move in a way. So at the end of the day, the investigative, probabilities aren't the best, but this is a tight channel. And it's likely to at least get to its resistance, in my humble opinion. So Fala may not nail it all the way, but it's looking bullish. And why am I bringing up Fala and Polkadot? You're like, what is he talking about? Fala is a parachain for Polkadot. So if you have a lot of movement on Polkadot, then you're going to want to look for the smaller coins that are going to be influenced by Polkadot. That's Fala, right? That's Akala, right? These are the parachains. When I was doing deep dives now, see, I have years of knowledge now too, and I did deep dives on Polkadot for months at a time. I really got to know it, understand it, figure out what was going on. I didn't trust in the parachains because I believed they were all going to dump, because I thought the market was going to dump, even though you had to stake all your Polkadot to get involved. And I felt like I'd rather just trade Polkadot, ride it up to 50 and sell it off, buy it back down at this $5-6, you know what I mean? Like smarter ideas. So I took it as a trader stance. And I think, in the long term, the people will be rewarded who did, I believe, stake all their Polkadot and all that for the parachains. But at the same time, you probably made way more money trading, and then you could have done something else with the parachains. So I'm looking at this tight action though, and this could definitely move. You got tight moving averages, the 200 moving throughout. You got a golden cross right there. It is just a 15-minute, but you're even tight here on the RSI, right? You're in the sweet spot on the RSI, and you have lack of bearish momentum, and the other time frames look okay. They're not amazing, but they look okay. Chance Fowler could get a bit of a move here. Now, Bitcoin could take it to the downside, and this could just dump. But I like what I'm seeing for Fowler. And, proper stop loss in place, and just, let her ride somewhere below here. See what she's got, right? Let's take a look. Do I have to go 3-1, though? 19. Have to be even, closer. It could be breaking out as we speak, too. That's a 3-1 with the 16. Try to get your stop loss in between the 200 and the price action. If that can happen, you're pretty good. You get above this point of control, you're gone too. So it's very close to a point of control. It's dabbling. You got movement. 15-minute scalp at the very least for possibly Fowler, and it's been moving recently. So we know that volume can come in hard and fast. So just something to think about. And I broke down, the parachain Polkadot connection there, why Fowler is doing what it does. And so when I see a coin, there's more than just, I see this coin, I know it's on KuCoin. It's I can get a bit of the backstory, then I do my research, then I start really understanding what's happening, and then I'm like, okay, that liquidity is coming in for this reason. This has news for this reason. This ecosystem is big. Where's the smallest coin in this ecosystem? What will get the biggest wave out of that? And bang, bang, bang. And I can teach you this beautiful sauce if you just pay attention and get into my trading group. This is the stuff. These are the concepts we go over in the weekly screen share. These are the deep dives we do. This is why we do a weekly screen share every single Wednesday from 6 to 8:30 or 6:30 to 8:30, about 2 hours every single time, an hour and 45 minutes to 2 hours. And we break it down. And we have a good family time, and we really sit together on a private, intimate screen share. And I absolutely love it. You'll love it. Join the trading group. A lot of people say it's worth $99 a month. That 4 times a month, you get another 2 hours with me. And I break down so many things that I'm looking at. I'll share my portfolio at one point, things that I'm looking at. It just, I'm a giving man. I like to share. So if you join my group, you get a lot out of me. I'm telling you right now. So, hey, you make that decision. It's completely up to you. $3 a day to get an interactive mind that scans the market every single day and gives you highly accurate Bitcoin calls. Like in the last few days, just some good accurate calls for Bitcoin, right? We nailed Bitcoin when it was about to pump out of this channel to the upside. Quant we nailed as well too for gains. Nailed this Bitcoin move to the upside, right? Then we even nailed a Bitcoin short to the downside a few days before that. So it doesn't matter really which way the market's going. MNW, the coin I keep talking about over and over again. And we'll take a look at that too as well, right? Dow futures banged up 400, coming back down, but what a big move for the market today. New blockchain Aptos unveils controversial token MEXC APT incentive plans. Tokens that private investors hold are subject to a 12-month lockup, while the entire circulating supply will be released in the next 10 years. Recently launched blockchain Aptos published a summary of its token distribution and incentive plans this morning amid reports of a slower than expected start and the community criticism surrounding the amount of its native APT tokens held by private investors. Gross. Be careful when a lot of people hold all of one coin. Ethereum smart contracts to find shelter in XRP ledger. The crypto industry is home to a plethora of networks. While most of them coexist in peace, conflict cannot always be avoided. Similarly, the XRP and Ethereum communities haven't gotten along very well. Despite this, Ripple was seen making room for Ethereum on its XRP ledger or XRPL blockchain. Ripple revealed that an Ethereum virtual machine compatible sidechain was out and about on its first DevNet. EVM is nothing but software that manages smart contracts on the Ethereum network. The latest sidechain would reportedly run in parallel with the main XRPL blockchain. Not taking any calls right now. So weird. Haven't had a call on this phone. Nobody calls this phone. It's so strange. Anyway, through this, Ripple is expected to garner permits to prominent decentralized protocols like Uniswap. In addition, the network would apply to employ Web3 wallets on XZoom wallet and MetaMask. It's interesting. I'm telling you, man, Ripple might run the entire system behind the back at one point. People that don't really understand Ripple may be missing out. I hold my Ripple. Where's my XRP army at? Shout out to the XRP army. Are you out there? Let me know. I get excited when I talk about XRP. May get a drink of water. Get me going, baby. Get me perspiring. 1111, the magic number. Shout out to everybody here. 619 people, 463 likes. Can I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. It would be a blessing. All you got to do is help somebody else find this through the algorithm. Get the YouTube recommendations going. It changed my life. You changed my life already. We used to have 10 people watching, 100 people watching, 200, 300, and we're continuing to grow. Please continue to help me. It'll be a blessed moment for you and me when we get to 2,000 people on the stream, 5,000 people on the live stream. Imagine that moment when you're like, you know what? I was there. I helped that happen. I was part of that creation. That's good karma, I'm telling you right now. It's beautiful to be a part of something beautiful. New MasterCard program looks to offer crypto capabilities to the banks. This is a big deal. We're so early, everybody. And when the money comes into the next run, it's going to be easier. People are going to be able to click that money in their bank account. Just blip, blip, blip. And the money's going to go right into crypto. So much easier than having to open a Coinbase, having to do this, having to Binance US, and all this insanity, right? So throw up the X's, lifer. Let's go. XRP Army, baby. Shout out to my man for the XRP Army, baby. Yeah. Let's go. Sorry. I get excited. 477 likes. You people are unbelievable. May God bless every single one of you that shows up, whether you hit the like button or not. May God bless every single one of you. And look, more testimonials come in. Man, you are too much of an all-in-oneer for real. I look forward to waking up and listening to your humble opinion and trading with you. Honestly, watching you put me back on my money-making mode. God bless you and yours. And I'm going to get back to watching the live. Hey, man, the live produces every single time. So Fallow looking pretty good to me for a possible move to the upside here on the 15-minute time frame. Fallow may be the trade of the day, right? And again, when the market's stiff and slow, you don't want to overtrade. You're not going to slap money all over the place. I look at very consistent trades. Like I just looked at Quant. I made my money on Quant. I move on. I pick and push my moves nice and easy. I don't go all over the place, right? Remember. And I can find the hot sauce, baby. I can find that hot sauce. Bitcoin continued to dump as expected, right? 7 minute. Look, 1 minute was in this bear flag. Did not look good, and it was rolling over, right? Look, you made a new resistance area, 19,468. You couldn't get above. You rolled back above on the Stokes, and you couldn't get above it. You made a bit of an M there. Dumpage, right? And now you're way out. You know, you're way out. That could still be a head and shoulder, but you're way out now. And you're falling over. I mean, likely to head to that target 19,200 area that we talked about at the beginning of the show. And again, at the end of the day, it was just shorting the head and shoulder pattern. That was it. And we also called a bit of a BART Simpson. So you learned a lot today, in my humble opinion. I learned a lot just teaching you all. Like, I was like, wow, that's pretty interesting how we went over that, you know. Cadena was in a beautiful pennant. But again, Bitcoin will ruin every single chart, you know. That's why before you open up a coin, you take a look at Bitcoin, all right? So let's take a look at the DXY. Is it fumbling around? What is it doing? Why is it trying to bounce back to the upside? What are you doing, dollar? How dare they manipulate this market like they do? So let's take a look at the dollar index. How the dollar index works and moves has a lot of influence on Bitcoin and the markets, the world markets, and everything else that gets printed and manipulated. So look, this is a giant M. The dollar has found resistance. First, it found resistance here at 114.74. It lost that, came all the way back down, but found a bounce at 110. Was, you know, jettisoned back up to the upside with some crazy manipulative pumping or whatever they did. Went to 113, and they just, whatever they tried, they couldn't get back above it, right? Now you got this rounded top action going on, and then you came down, but you bounced. You bounced here at this previous injunction point. You had a bunch of chop right here. You had resistance there. It makes sense you would get a bit of a bounce. However, today it looked like we were going to continue to dump to the downside. The 1 hour is pointing down. Things did not look good for the dollar. 15-minute is at resistance yet again, telling me that Bitcoin's about to come back. This looks like a lost rally for the dollar. You're in a rising wedge on the 15-minute. You're not able to get above the previous high. This is likely to roll over. I'm looking at an M pattern right here. And the dollar's looking like it's hitting a new resistance point at about 113, 112 and starting to drop yet again. So far, I'd like to see a drop here. This would then be an M pattern that would dump further to the downside. The drop would start on this 15-minute and continue to cascade to the downside. Take a look at the 1 hour. We come back up for a double top, and we're coming back down again as well. So I'm not seeing signs of strength. They did try to pump it up, but I'm just not seeing signs of strength. Now, if we get the dollar to get back above 112.48, I'll change my tune because that means they got us above these two resistance areas, and they may use it as a catalyst. Let's take a look at our 4-hour time frame. The 4-hour time frame is moving and wanting to move up. However, we got to get through the minutia of the smaller time frame first, which really don't want to give us a level above this new resistance. So that's the dollar index in a nutshell. If you're confused, let me say really simply, the dollar can't break back above 112.31 or, you know, 112.90. If it does that, you know, the 4 hours taken over, and there's a chance that we got to bounce on a double bottom here. What we want to see is this roll over. We want to see the 15-minute kick in soon. We do not want to see the dollar closing candles on the 4-hour time frame later on this afternoon above 112.48. We'd like to see a close candle somewhere down in this area. So that's really what you're looking for the dollar. I'm not showing huge signs that Bitcoin's going to tank. The dollar actually struggling, in my humble opinion, and continuously to make lower highs is a really good sign for Bitcoin and the markets. Let's take a look at ES1, the S&P futures. All right, and I talked about them breaking out of this little flag today, and they did. They got a breakout, but the 15-minute had some bearish divvy. What is bearish divergence? Well, you have swing down and swing down on the RSI. We have a swing down on price action. That's not, you can't conceive, that's not continue. You can't continue in that motion. You can't keep pushing in that zone. So we had bearish divergence in the zone. We couldn't get above the move, and lo and behold, we started to make a bit of a fall down. All right, we did get back above 37, but we have a new resistance point that we must break back above for the bulls to achieve greatness, right? Like, we got to keep pushing. So let's look for our support zones. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. If we zoom out to the 4-hour time frame, it was this falling wedge that was oh so important that we broke out of. We did that, right? So let's just look at the bigger time frame. Then we're going to zoom into here and kind of break it down. But you can see that we broke out of this falling wedge. That was the biggest thing that we needed to do, all right? So great. How far out are we? Already not too far out, right? And the 4-hour wants to roll over. See? This is not a good sign right now at the present moment, but it could easily flip back up. Anything could happen. So we'll go from there. Right now, we're forming a bit of a flag on the 4-hour time frame. Like, if you deleted everything, you got this little flag here. You got to stay above that resistance. You know, this support zone that we just made here. We must not break below that. We break below that, there's a chance we break back inside the pattern. We break back inside the pattern, then we break back down here. And this is just a bull trap on the S&P. And it really, you know, is a fake out breakout that brings us back down. So we really kind of got to stay above this high volume node at 3671 and outside of this channel to remain bullish. That's really, really important for the overall world markets, the S&P, and even, you know, what we're seeing. Now, the dollar's showing that it's going to give us that push down. So it's possible, you know, we recreate this flag. It's a very, very vertical flag at this point. But it is a falling wedge that could break to the upside. We'd want to break above this high. So you're looking for the S&P to remain sideways or bullish and then to get back above this resistance at 37.81. That's very important. We do not want to see it break further down below this point of control at 36.90 and then back down inside the pattern. So we're kind of at a pretty big deal here. Like, we did break out. We got to show a good bounce. And let's see if the 15-minute can do some damage here and really start to get the fire started, so to speak, right? Bitcoin's still attempting to struggle here. Do we see the divergence now? We see some strong divergence on the 1-minute chart. We have swing up to swing up. We have swing down to swing down. Telling me that maybe, you know, this could be the end of this carnage for now. Right? But we do see some bullish divergence, but it's not amazing. And look, we barely retested 19,450 to roll over. Till we really see a nice bounce, these smaller time frames are going to continue to try to bleed us. Let's look 5-minute and the 1-minute, really, until we get a double bottom or a nicer channel. That's good divergence, though. Tells us we could get a bit of a V-shaped recovery. And it's volatile. Tuesday's been as volatile as Monday recently. Tuesday's been a day that trades very similar to Monday. It's almost like they mimicked Monday and started trading Tuesday just like Monday. I don't know why, but it's something I have noticed. And Tuesday's been far more treacherous than it ever used to be. It's because I guess they don't get enough people on Monday, or they frenzy so many people up on Monday. They're like, why not continue to use that emotion that we've jarred up to continue to manipulate, right? And it's greed, it's manipulation. You can see it, you can feel it, you can smell it if your frequency is on. But it is what it is. We'll get through it every single day, right? 19,333 for Bitcoin. All right. So that's the S&P futures, right? That's the dollar index. And this short for Gala, I mean, if Bitcoin continues to dump, this Gala short will continue to the upside. It's crazy, right? Makes no sense, but it has moves, man. It's crazy. It's like shorting Gala has just been the easiest play in the market for the last month straight. Just continue to short it. Eventually, you're going to win, you know? Craziness. Fracshare had a nice pump right now out of this little flag. That's why there's always money out here if you can pay attention. Funny, this is a little bit of a short cooking here now. GMT short. Before I was just getting started. Nah, it's just, you know, so if, you know, if Bitcoin continues to dump, these shorts will play out later on today. And they're 4-hour charts, right? You just trade the 4-hour because Bitcoin's dumping on the 4-hour time frame. I don't like to get in when the 1 hour's high. And that's why it says that we should recover for the day. We should have 5 to 6 hours of fun. Then we can open up a short at like 8 tonight. Kind of an idea there, right? This was out of control, pumping nicely. It's back on the radar here because it came all the way back down to a pretty nice fib zone. It's on a falling wedge there, PHX, all right? So dollar index, let's take a look here. Want to look at the total market cap of the entire market, right? Now, the total market cap's been in this, you know, cup and handle we've been talking about for a while, but it's also been struggling to get back above $900 billion, right? However, I'm super surprised that in the month's time here, the bulls haven't gotten us lower than that $700 billion level. So we're going to go from there. We're going to talk about it. Number one, it's all about the weekly chart being above the 200 simple moving average. We can't seem to do that. We tried. As long as we stay below this yellow line, there is no bull run. We could go lower. We could be in for a major dumpage. So that's just something I have to make really clear. And then I'm going to bring up every day until we get back above it. Then you'll see me change my tune. So right now we are bearish unless we can get back above that, right? It would all start on the 4-hour. We would get above it on the 4-hour time frame first. We're getting very close. We just got rejected. This is tight, right? This is tightness. And you can see the whole market cap getting very tight. So I see this giant cup and handle here on the whole market cap. But look, I'll recreate my work. And I just got to get rid of the moving averages. So here, we're definitely in this bigger falling wedge for sure, right? And we're in this tight channel just like Bitcoin is. Like, that's only a matter of time. And the fact that the 4-hour has so much momentum left in it tells me it could dump pretty far. Like, you know, and that's what's sketchy about this pattern right now, is that 4-hour looming on us, right? If I could even make it smaller, look, you can see that, like, this is a better trajectory. So total market cap. Again, I have the whole thing in the cup and handle, right? So the whole thing's in this bigger falling wedge, which you could say we broke out of. See, like, this is interesting. You say, hey, we broke out of it. We're bearishly retest. We're going to bullishly retest it one last time. And we're going to bounce on a double bottom. I mean, that would be so beautiful. 4-hour rips. The daily kicks in. The 22 hours says that it's very unlikely right now. And we're hitting a resistance that we can't get above, which is a point of control too. Right? Right there. At 18,898. And so we tried to reclaim 900. We could not. That was our main rejection point. So a lot of times when you're looking at the total market cap, you see Bitcoin doing something funny. I mean, that'll be an area that we've been looking at resistance throughout the last few days here on this channel. So again, look, Bitcoin has to get above $908 billion to remain bullish. Then it's going to have to get about 937, and then we're going to go to that bigger area at 942. And that's why I keep talking about, or we'll call it 952 now with that high volume node sticking out. So a couple scenarios. Are we still in the channel getting rejected? Or do we break out of the bigger local, support resistance? And I'd rather, like I said earlier, I'd rather believe we're still inside the bigger channel. I mean, the smaller one, right? I'd rather believe bearishness and be prepared than think I'm bullish and I'm not. You get what I mean? It's better. You're just better off. It's like thinking there's 100 troops instead of 50. You're going to be far more prepared when you go to war. Same idea, same concept. So here, can we come down and bounce off the zone? That's what we're looking for here for a double bottom for the total market cap. We do not want to see the total market cap go below $874 billion. That's going to be a bit of an issue. So we'll watch this closely for you, and we'll keep you in tune every single day and into the night tonight and what happens. So just remember that. The Dow giving so much back that it just got, it ripped up 500 points. Now only up 199. Massive dump on the Dow. It's just so interesting, right? Like, what weird price action. We did get extended in the 4-hour time frame, so it's saying, hey, I pumped you up. You broke resistance. However, we did break this falling wedge to the upside. I showed you it was an inverted cup and handle that we broke out of. And we bounced off this level, and we got above this resistance at 30,375. The fact we got back above 30K is pretty ridiculous, right? But as you can see here, the 1-hour time frame is overbought on the stochastics, showing signs of life. And even though the Dow makes horrible patterns that you can barely track because it doesn't have 24/7, which they say is coming in 2025. They're going to have 24/7 trading for the stock market. But so that's a rising wedge that breaks down 68% of the time. Again, you're looking for the double bottom here. So you can see how all eyes depend on this here. So maybe a little short action coming for the market. 15 minutes suggests that we hold the zone. So it's all about the 15-minute on the S&P. It's all about the 15-minute on Bitcoin. You can see how strong the 15-minute really is. All right. And this 5-minute bullish divergence, can we hold? Crazy. We're all the way back to that weekly support at 19,300 after all the nice 19,005 that we held for a long time. Pretty ridiculous, if you ask me. Okay. Bull traps. Yep. Thank you for the 520 lifer likes. Today, you are the best lifer family. Let's go to 600. Shout out to CNC Ireland. You're the man. I am waiting to buy my whole BTC until we get above the 200 on total. Based on lifer's knowledge, based experience. But the thing is, the best prices are below it, though. That's when it's going to be over, and it's going to be, but whatever. You'll be like safe, right? But fortune favors the brave, right? Fortune favors the brave. My buy was very, very insane, right? But we'll go from there. We'll see what happens. I emailed you August 31st, September, again on birthday yesterday. Just trying to do something for the lifer community. Let's go. Cali Crop Dog. I emailed you August 31st, September 14th, September 20th, and again on my birthday. My wife says I have to go through emails. She keeps them like locked, and then once a month I go through like 150 emails. And today she says is my day. So I got to do it. So glad to get you live again, Sam. Shout out to Paul, Mano, and Nick. I love you, man. Bull traps can turn into bear traps real quick. I know, isn't that funny? Use hacker race to hide the gaps. Hacker rash, whatever, man. It's not real price action, so I don't want to hide the gaps. Yeah, that Bitcoin buy you did was legit. Facts. Shout out to David Kendall. Shout out to DJ Porter Bull Trap. Yeah, they can. 36,400 subscribers and climbing. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't clicked the like subscriber button, please click it and let your lifer fam and lifer community find the way. Everybody, my name's Maki Wahlberg, okay? I've been a fireman. I've been a cop. I was even a shooter. I did snipers. I was a sniper guy. And I love my wife. I love my kids. I do whatever I have to do. But when I'm, trading, when I'm looking at things, I look at Crypto Lifer. Crypto Lifer. He's the man. All right? So I've been a cop. I've been a fireman. I'm going to take care of it. Babe, I'm going to take care of it. I'm Aki Wahlberg. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I go to the gym. I work out every day. It's neither here nor there, babe. It's neither here nor there. All right? Leave it alone. Just leave it alone. I'm Aki Mark. Enough is enough. I'm going to go hang out with Joyner. Me and Joyner have been doing... I just did a music video with Joyner. It doesn't matter. Babe. Shout out to everybody on the live. Appreciate you. Head and shoulders on the 10-hour Bitcoin. Look at you, man. My people. Driving through the Smoky Mountains right now, and it looks insane. So red and yellow. Oh, that must be so beautiful, man. May God bless you as you see that amazing sight. Amazing, amazing sight. So I don't see a lot of gains in the market today. I don't see a lot of amazing things. I put out really what I'm looking at, and I put some other things to my trading group, right? We've been on ONSTON on and off, right? I put it out a long time ago. Here was this falling wedge. It went sideways. It eventually would pump out of it on the 5-minute chart. So ONSTON really, you can say it kind of did the damage eventually. I mean, that's not a stop out. Not too shabby. ONSTON for gains. ADS I put out a long time ago in this cup and handle. It would go sideways for 2 months. So I'm not going to claim a gain on that. But, hey, I didn't get stopped out. I talked about this anchor breaking to the downside. Someone asked me about it. Remember I drew this and said we'd probably come here. We went right pretty close to that area where I said we would come. Then we would bounce. One of the bigger gainers of the day, right? XYL fell out of the pattern, right? Anakin we talked about. Anakin we had here. Then it started to fall. We started drawing the fibs. We watched it closely. Look, cup and handle for Anakin, and this thing would blast. It's up 99% gains. And we've been in it. We've been talking about it. If you were in my trading group, it was Anakin. I kept saying, watch Anakin. Double check Anakin. Don't forget Anakin. Here's Anakin. Keep it on your radar. Anakin. All right. And Clearpool has been on a vicarious pump, regardless of the market. So I'm looking at this tight channel for Clearpool, something that I did post to my trading group and that you may be privy to. I don't want to, be nice, but I'll explain way more, and there's way more about it in the trading group. But I like Clearpool. I like this tight action. I like the daily, also looking pretty good. See that oversold in the daily time frame. I pulled the Fibonacci. I seen that it wicked on the head of the inverted head and shoulder into the 618 and the 0.65 Fibonacci level, which is interesting to me. So definitely something that caught my radar. All right. And my team was all over XMR. They really liked it this morning. I saw someone talking about XMR to the upside. Funny, I have it in a little channel. I guess I was watching it recently. It's in a flag. It could break up about 43% gains out of the flag. The daily does look bullish. So if any coin looks good, XMR, people like their privacy, right? They could be clamping down on other ways. It could force people to buy in to, Monero, right? So there's a falling wedge in the daily, 68% chance of a break to the upside, and you got action. You got price action tight, moving averages coming, 50-day coming for that daily. Interesting enough, Monero could break out here for 43% gains. The daily looks nice. Is it my trade? I'd have to look at some other things. It's a little lower than I'd want it to be. The 5 hour is a little too high right now. I'll put an alert here on the middle of the 4 hour. When that hits, I'll come back to it and check on it. And that's how I kind of keep tabs on stuff, right? STG is a really good project, and I like it. Stargate Finance. It came back down to the 886 retracement. Might be something worth checking out in a couple days, right? Plu was amazing. Plutone, it would pump up. It's actually kind of doing this bottoming area at the top of the previous trend line on my radar. B-Pro was in a giant cup and handle. What happened to it? It would just go sideways. It hasn't been stopped out yet. It got close, but it just went sideways. And we're seeing a lot of the kind of boring price action recently, ever since Bitcoin and we got the Fed freaking everybody out, right? DERO did wick up 6%. I guess it hit the target, but it was so fast and furious on like the 5-minute time frame. It's a bit ridiculous. This has been a lackluster trade as well for DERO, right? And that's kind of what I've been looking at in the markets here in cryptocurrency, right? Waiting for like Bitcoin to make that bigger move. Everyone is like on the brink. And then you have 6 weeks till we have the Fed meeting. So you're kind of like, you're flip-flopping between Fed meetings, what Bitcoin's going to do. It's not the easiest time to trade, right? It's definitely, but yet you can still find gains in the market if you pay attention. Kara's been hot recently, and it doesn't have great liquidity, but if you look at that is consolidation. 5-minute time frame, possible scalp for Kara. Might only be 3 or 4 or 5%. Let's take a look. I love anything over, what, 12? That's amazing, right? Take a look at the 1 hour. Probably can't even see it, and it's overbought. So, I mean, I'd be wary of that and wait on it. That would be like, you know, that would be a scalp on the small time frame for sure for Kara. You wouldn't even see that on a bigger time frame. It just like wouldn't even occur. Link short went up actually too, which is interesting. As you peruse every single coin ever made in the history of time and space, right? Spot was on my radar on that tight channel. It would go sideways, and it's up from where it eventually broke out, and it's interesting. Spear axe is what it's called, right? The Woo Network. Get woo with it. Woo pop eventually. Took a while, though. Serve was hot. People were trading it yesterday. Serve did some damage. Terra, right? I played Terra a bunch of times for gains. Terra and Kara, both good coins to trade. Henzi. And there's some DYDX hit for gains. So look at that. I mean, we had a nice flag on that. That touched the 200-day moving average, right? Banged on them. DYDX. So that, and what I like about this is a decentralized exchange, right? If you know what it is and you understand what's going on with DYDX. Decentralized exchange, right? And sometimes it's that simple, just snatching a flag, grabbing a flag, you know. It all starts to me with the simple flag, and then I go from there, you know. And if things move, then there you go, right? Anyone at DYDX. Interesting. One thing that I was thinking about today is, do you clean your belly button every day, or do you remember to clean your belly button every day? Today I finally did. I was in there raw, just going in, you know what I mean? Just like really just, no, I'm serious. Like sometimes I use a face cloth, but I didn't. I just soaked my finger up real good and I got in there. I don't always remember though. You know what I mean? Like who here remembers their belly button every day? And you might look at me like, wow, you forget your belly button, man? And it's bad when you do, right? Let's be honest. But today I remembered my belly button. Did you remember to clean your belly button today? And so I want to tweet that out because, you know, you don't always, if you claim you remember every time, you're full of garbage because it just slips the mind. Maybe I would like to write something in like, you know, in the shower that says clean your belly button, you pain, you know, it's just something funny, you know what I'm saying? So that you don't skip that because, I mean, it can get stink, like behind the ears and the belly button. They're no joke, right? Especially with these headphones. So did you clean your belly button today? You know how many people are going to because I said that? They're going to run into the bathroom right now and be like, oh my God. They're going to take all that lint out. They're going to find like a little like curled up worm. I did. I was in Costa Rica sleeping once. I felt something in my belly button. There was a curled up like wormy snake. Oh my God. It was little. It was like a beetly worm. Oh my God. It was like inside of my belly button. It was insane. So creepy. Did you clean your belly button today? Well, did you? I want to know. All right? I want to know. So funny. And Bob Kraft got married. I thought that was insane. He got married to a 47-year-old woman. He's 81 years old. Good for him. Good for him. Hey, if that's what she's going for, you know, if she wants to, I don't know what I don't know what goes on, but I'm pretty sure nobody has ever tweeted that. So funny. I'm crying, man. Yo, so funny, man. You're doing God's work with that one, man. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I'm crying laughing, man. Don't tweet that. Why? My button typically doesn't get dirty, man. You're funny, man. Show us your belly button. Nah, never. You don't get that for free. You got to pay. That's only fans only, man. XRPL getting moves on the Ethereum chain. I mean, that's a big deal. We covered that news, but I mean, that's a big deal, right? Whatever happened to our flare? Whatever happened to our airdrops? Whatever happened to getting money through these airdrops with XRP? I'm entitled to my airdrop. When is it coming? And look at me in Forest. Our last video was really awesome. We break down whether we believed it was the bottom or not with the Sin City Crypto Crew. We just did a couple edits to that. That was awesome. 1,700 views and moving on the 17th. 17 on the 17. Look, 17 on the 17. You don't think that's weird? 17 on the 17. Like, come on, man. Like, the numbers are always weird to me. Like, what are the odds of that? The odds are super high that's not happening. You know what I mean? Shout out to everybody here on the live stream. 569 people on the live. Man, and you can see crypto itself is, look at BitBoy Crypto, 2,000 people watching. Man, the live, just crypto in general. And this is when you want to be in, when nobody's paying attention. I'm telling you right now. Look, we have a beautiful store right here, right up at the top. And look at that. Ooh, that's when you know your good YouTube status, when they let you put the store right up there. You guys, man, you're doing numbers. I like seeing that. That's cool. Shop the Crypto Lifer store, man. Jump on in today. Get legs, baby. Get legs. So anyway, follow the Sin City Crypto Man, Dave, and my man Robin. Dave and Robin. Robin and Dave doing it every single day. Big Rob. Hola. Hola. It's Big Rob. I'm messing with you, Rob. I love you guys, though. Hope you keep kicking it. So look, the S&P in an M pattern. And again, I mean, the measured move of that M is to the downside. It is what it is, and that's going to crush Bitcoin spirits. We do not want to break back inside this pattern. We do not want to go lower than 36.91. It's looking like we're about to. Struggling right now on the 15 and the 7 and the 5. We want to bounce. All time frames want to bounce. It looks like the 1 minute is the one that may roll us over. Right now, we're still inside this little flag on the 1. And we could easily continue to dump here right to that point where we don't want to go lower than it. Yikes. It's weird. I mean, I'm betting alien, right? No one watches BitBoy anymore. Oh, no, don't say that. I found something. It smells funny. There you go. Just a friendly reminder to smoosh that smoosh like button, everybody. Hit that like button. Gina Bombina. Shout out to all my awesome moderators in the house. We got Gina Bombina. We got David Kendall. We got CNC Ireland. My man, I love that. Ireland in the show. We got Stack McChange. Stack, I'm coming to Miami. You refuse to listen. You know what, you guys? I love you guys, but man, I love attention. I had 2 sisters and my mom. They give me a lot of attention. And I'm in the Elite Traders discussion, and I'm always like, hey, guys. And like, I feel like no one pays attention to me. Oh, there you go. All right. I'm going to get some dope spots for you to check out. There you go. Love you, bro. Going to get some dope spots for you to check out. Let's get it. Not too far from Hollywood either. Time to grind, baby. Yo, I'm going to hang out with Stack, baby. Stack. We taking over Miami, man, and it's in a week, and it's not that long from now. It's in like 2 weeks. Catch me in Miami like the first week of November, banging on them. So, woo, woo, woo. Shout out to Stack McChain. Shout out to Anku Kutibuchu. Shout out to Sean Aaron. Life Revision Trading Course will open your mind with the education you need to get those endless possibilities of gains in crypto. And Sean, thank you for reminding me. Course is still open. You can still jump into the Life Revision Trading Course today. 3 to 5:30. And stay blessed. Jump on in. You can email cryptolifers@gmail.com. Pay in PayPal immediately. I know. But so far, it's going to be all right. It's so weird. Now that when I say that, I feel strange. But hey, we do take PayPal. We take Venmo. We take Cash App. Email cryptolifers@gmail.com. You can also pay in cryptocurrency for the course if you want to get it today. Bam, 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 bam. All right? And I teach that course. You're going to get that energy. You're going to get that awesome, sauce that I teach every single day here on the stream. I have a reverse Benjamin belly button. I have an inside out. I have an innie. An inside. Maybe I could find how my belly button looks like. Like, we'll look at different types of belly buttons, and I'll show you what mine looks like. Mine has this little hood. Mine looks, you can't see the inside like that. Mine's more like, that's a little, no. I think I have like the world's most perfect belly button. Like, it's, right, babe? My wife says it's perfect, like in every way. I've got the hood. I've got a little hood. Mine's like that. Mine looks a lot like that. I got a little hood. You know what I'm saying? Little tight hood action there. Very similar to me. You know, I don't have like the belly button that like sticks. It's kind of a gross thing when you really look at the belly button. It's kind of weird. Obviously, if I put my finger in and I twirl my belly button around, I also get a strange feeling down in that special place. You know what I mean? I don't want to be weird. I'm being honest. You know, it's a little strange, but I always wonder why I feel that when I touch that area. What's going on down there? You know, like, is it connected? What's, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just strange, you know, like, Gina is just completely gay. Can belly button the NFTs, man. I just entered the chat, man. I don't have any belly button. I was cloned alone. Yo, you're so funny, man. I was cloned alone. I love that. I was cloned alone. My belly button oozes smegma. That's disgusting. How could you say that? It's so gross, man. How could you say that? Are you still there, babe? He said my belly button oozes smegma. So you had to hear it. Someone else had to hear it. It's so gross. Gags. Gina says gags. Oh my gosh. We're going to get through this bear market somewhere, somehow. All right? It's the last thing I do. Right now we're bearishly retesting, people. All right? We're bearishly retesting. 7-minute chart does want to rip back to the upside. It's our saving grace. All right? So here's the deal. Can this falling wedge break back up inside the pattern? Get us back above the green zone? So let's watch the 7-minute. Let's see if we can complete the process. But if it just comes up halfway and rolls over, we may just not get in. Like, this could happen. So be wary. We're back at weekly support, 19,300. We could not hold 19,005. So we're watching the 7-minute time frame on Bitcoin to see what it's going to do. Remember, we now have resistance at 19,371, 19,400 area, which we must get back above to remain bullish. If in the next 3 to 4 or 5 hours we cannot get above 19,004, expect more downside. Bleach the eardrums. I know, right? Is this Saturday night? Have to check the new Rolex watch. You're funny. My rock bottom indicator just went off for this chat. You're funny, man. Time to bleach the chat. You guys said time to bleach the chat. I smelled that comment. I know, right? It was like in the depths of my ear, in my nose, man. I'm pumping Bitcoin to change the subject. Let's go. Shout out to Fa. You always say you're pumping Bitcoin. Are you a multimillionaire? Can you really pump Bitcoin? Sorry, man. Always forget to check the elite discussion room. Starting to remember it wasn't part of the routine until recently. You're funny. Shout out to Dave, man. You're the man. Yeah, I do, bro. I think it's the umbilical cord, right? Check the ETC cup and handle on the 1 hour forming. Thank you. Mine's a couple cup and handle button. She's lying to you. We're looking at belly buttons. I need a down. You're funny, man. Check ETC cup and handle, 1 hour forming. Let's take a look at ETC. Ethereum Classico. Ethereum Classic. And again, this is life, man. Life doesn't change just because we go up and down, right? We're still here every single day doing what we do, doing what we love and living life and exploring existence, right? So look, ETC, we thought this flag would continue to the upside. It was bullish. It never even made the flag that I projected. It actually continued up. However, just like Bitcoin, it's going to follow Bitcoin. It's at a resistance point just like BTC, and because it's like ETC and BTC, you see a resemblance there? I'm just saying. I'm just joking around. But no, I mean, and yes, they both want to bounce back up with a 1 hour time frame. They're both somewhat bullish here, but 4 hours probably bending on you right now like it is. And when the 4 hour takes over like that and you can't get above support and resistance, then that is what it is. It is what it is. So let's look at ETC one more time. You said a cup and handle with a 1 hour time frame. Interesting. Let me zoom in here and see. You see this cup with that handle. That's possible. A little bit of a stretch. I mean, I get it. Let me rework my magic here and see what I see, though. End of the day. I don't want that. At the end of the day, I just wanted to move my chart. Okay, this is what we see here. But if we can't get above the zone, look for it to dump. Remember, I was saying that too, right? So anything is possible. We're kind of at a standstill place. But I like ETC on the daily. All right. Did it spark up? Oop. Did it spark up on that daily? Did it get a spike like it should have? Not really. You know what I'm saying? You got that movement. That should be a nice green candle. Really didn't get it like we normally do. All right. Shout out to BioMetchKB. Sam, I just want to show appreciation for everything you do. I have an idea. If you let me come and spend a day with you in the exchange, I'll be your butler for the day. I don't clean belly buttons, though. Biometch. I have an idea. If you let me come spend a day with you, in exchange, I'll be your butler for the day. I don't clean belly buttons, though. Biomech. I mean, do you live in Massachusetts? My wife would have to vet you, and we would have to do a background check on you. No one's hanging out with me until we actually know your name, your address, and a picture of your... No, I'm just... No, but seriously, like we're taking my security very, very seriously now as I begin to accumulate. No, but we are taking my security more seriously. And I would love to spend the day with you, but it's going to be a bit of a process. Email cryptolifers@gmail.com to find out. Hey, you did send $20. I do like to meet people. And if it would mean that much to you, you know, someone drove 2 hours just to meet me when I was in Vegas, my man Tommy. And Tommy, I love you, man. You changed my life, bro. And I still think about you every day. I hope you're doing the thing. So Tommy, shout out to you, my man. And yeah, I mean, it's always possible. I love meeting lifers. Usually they're really amazing, cool people. I've met 6 or 7 lifers now in my life. Me and Vimmel. I met Vimmel at, you know, a local restaurant here in Boston. He was flying from London, but he was at like Virginia. So he was doing something in New York. So he's like, hey, I'm so close. And he booked an extra flight. It probably cost him an extra like $250 and like a bunch of hours in time. And he literally like only had like a 2-hour layaway, 3-hour layaway. And he left the airport, came to see me. We hung out, and then he got back on the flight. I mean, pretty ridiculous. Not ridiculous, pretty amazing. I don't want to say, but like ridiculous for me to think that years ago, like I was just someone in a room. Like people would actually want to come see me, hang out, and spend time. And I mean, I am completely humbled by that. That's an amazing thing. So I would love to. Long explanation, I get it, but that's the type of day it is. You know, I'm in a maroon shirt, you know, like it's not like a bunch of colors. It's a maroon shirt. I mean, and I have my top buttoned like Paul Barron. What do you expect? All right. It's one of those days. FIFA, Inu, BSC. Oh no, don't do that. But hey, that actually probably will do well. Last call. Send in your super chats for DA and deep dive. Support the live stream. Lifer gets his knowledge 7 days a week to build and teach the Lifer family worldwide. FIFA Inu up 1,300% in 24 hours. Wow, amazing. It's up 20x today. Oh my God, FIFA Inu. Oh, here they come. The FIFA Inu is a scam. FIFA Inu is sitting at 1.5. You guys are crazy, man. I think it wants to make a double bottom. Especially with me. Shout out to Gina Bombina in the house. All right. So, yeah, I mean, that could bounce on the 1 hour time frame, bit of a scalp, you know, but it might just even make an M pattern and dump on you. So just be careful, you know, don't try to get to the measured move. Whatever I would do, I would try to just pinch my way out of that. But yeah, that's a bit of a flag. You have previous resistance. There's a chance you could get a bit of a move there. Bigger time frames are just not, you know, a weary, and it's going to do whatever Bitcoin does, in my humble opinion. ETC. Loca. Shout out to BioMetch KB. Where do you live, BioMetch KB? Would you have to fly out? Like, how did that work, you know? Just hap the daily S1 200 EMA on H1 Confluence with a Val at 6:30. Perfect spot for a reversal. Just tap the daily S1 200 EMA. I'll ask again, is bearishly or bullishly retesting a diamond a thing? If so, it looks like Bitcoin is bullishly retesting a diamond and that USDT is bearishly retesting the diamond. I mean, yeah, I mean, anything that you have a trend line. I mean, do you think it's a thing? If it's a thing, then do you know, what if you're like, I only long, you know, retest of the diamond? So you're saying, I see what you're doing. I get it. Watch, my mind did it. So he's got this cooking and he's saying, you know, but wouldn't you still be in the diamond? Didn't you fall out of the diamond? You know, I get it. You're trying to swing this down and say this was the diamond and you're retesting. But if you do that, right, you got to be kind of true to this angle. And so to be true to this angle, you got to measure up to here. You can't gap that out, in my humble opinion, right? So that has to be the diamond. If that's a diamond, I have to keep going up here. And to me, you fell out of it. So I don't know. You know, I mean, it could be either way. You know, and to me, is it a diamond? I mean, I guess we could put it here and really call it a diamond then. And to me, it already broke out of the diamond, and that diamond's over. Like, it kind of played out and hit resistance. And so, yeah. I mean, it is a thing, though, for sure. That's a great question because it's an intricate question with an intricate answer. And I appreciate that. I do. Big crypto of Adam and Eve were the first people on Earth. Wouldn't that mean we were all related? Yes, it would. Yeah, we were all inbred, actually. Yeah. Bitcoin USDT chart, 1 hour time frame. I will never marry again. I am married to trading. Shout out to Lara Marshall. Hey, that's what happens. CNC protocol will moon, though. Wow. I love it. S&P 500. Yeah. Sounds like it's getting, I don't, any more E-News will make big. That's name is down. Oh, no. E-News will probably get huge again. Don't sleep, Gina. Don't sleep on the human race wanting to shill on themselves. No shilling here. If you want Sam to go over your coin, please send a super chat. We don't do chat raids. Nope. Wow, they got cleaned up real fast, too. You guys are awesome. Just like time traveling, you're me minus 10 years. Hey, man, I appreciate that. What are you doing in your life? I wonder. If I'm you 10 years ago, are you a billionaire? Nobody would hurt you anyways. They would need you for your skills. So they would just kidnap me and keep me in a hole. Oh, even better. Okay, thanks. Sam, how did you become so humble? Am I really that humble? I mean, my mom is the nicest woman in the world. She really is. My mom is the nicest woman in the world. Like, I can count on my hand how many times she's yelled at me. She is so sweet. And she taught kids how to read at school. Like, she was a reading recovery teacher. And, you know, my dad also was a good dad. But, you know, my mom went through a lot, man. And, man, I watched my mom go through a lot. And I think that humbles anybody, really. The person you love the most suffering a lot, like, that will humble you for the rest of your life. And, like, it brings tears to my eyes when I think of my mom's struggles. So, if I am as humble as you say I am, it's due to my mom. Because my mom was one of the greatest people on earth. And, like, she taught me to cherish everything in my life. Like, she taught me to always be nice to people. She taught me to never be racist, to never hurt anyone because of their color, shape, or what they're doing. My mom would never, like, any time anyone put anybody down, she would be like, that's the only time she would really get upset is when someone, you know, she doesn't like profanity. She's just a lovely woman. And she deserves the best. She really does. And, yeah, my mom doesn't have a belly button. That's ridiculous. TN SNX, right? Battered Mars bar en route. You're funny, man. You're the best, Sam. No. You're the best. J Soul 84. Is that Ja Soleil, man? Much love. No, I remember you, J Soul, from the beginning. That's like one of the first people. I remember you from the beginning of my live when I first ever had a live stream. How's your dad in the hearing situation? He checked into hearing aids. Yo, he finally got a hearing aid, man. We're so happy. And, like, he doesn't have to listen to the TV so loud. My mom doesn't have to scream. Now we're like, hey, Dad. And he's like, stop yelling at me. I can hear you. It's like I have to forget now. You have to, like, scream at him for 5 years straight. My mom, too, gone by cancer. A moment of silence for your mother. And I'm sorry she was taken by cancer. My mom's sister was taken by cancer. It was tough, you know. If you can have a look at the SNX chart, please. Kwaha Abdullah. Salam alaikum, my friend. Salam alaikum. Let's take a look at SNX here. All right. Alhamdulillahi. Let's take a look at SNX. He really was all over it. He wanted it, so. The SNX network. I like synthetics. It's supposed to be an amazing coin that's supposed to help bridge assets, synthetic assets, to the real world through blockchain. Will it achieve such greatness? We will see. It had some insider VCs getting into it and stuff, but it never really seemed to take the cake. It's at the bottom of its barrel now, right? Very close to a bottom at 226. I personally did invest in this SNX. I believed it was going to be a winner. And it did pretty good. I mean, we got it at $2-3 and it went all the way to $26. I mean, wasn't too shabby. It did a 14x. Almost anything you got into did a 10 to 20x in the last market. So synthetics, 3-day chart, okay? And could it continue to the upside? The 3-day chart suggests that it's going to begin some type of movement to the upside. It is double bottoming. I'd rather get in after it hits 418 and use it as support because I just don't like buying the bottoms. But that's synthetics in a bit of a nutshell for me. The 3-day chart, the bigger chart, does show signs of a move to the upside. However, we'll have to get back above 418 to remain bullish. All right, everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications so you can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. ES1 has to get back above this level. It is fighting to get back above it here, but we could get a rejection. Tightness. It fell out of its falling wedge, too, which is kind of whack on that 1-minute chart, you know, hoping that it could get a move back to the upside. Some bearish retesting. If it loses 37, Bitcoin loses 19K in a way, or 19,100. Those POCs are very similar. This one here and the 19,100 POC for Bitcoin. They equate to the same. Feels like a Friday for a bit of a Tuesday. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Pools. Look at that. Up 20% out of nowhere. Pools. It's actually in a bit of a channel on the 1 minute time frame. I usually don't trade the 1 minute. I'm just funny to look at that. Pools, Anchor, Lava, Ocean, Gala Short still moved a bit. MLS. And last thing I want to look at before I jump on out of here is Morpheus Network. My favorite coin. It's been producing so well. It looks like it's attempting to break out right now as we speak. 15-minute a little high for me. It says it's going to come on down, but the 1 hour continuing to the upside. Interesting. Morpheus. It's already up huge again, but it's up again, right? And even since the bottom of the channel here, it's up a nice 9%. I mean, in the last 2 hours, Morpheus up 9%. And again, that's a trade. That's a valid trade. I mean, Morpheus Labs up 9%. We talked about it at the beginning of the stream 2 hours ago. Up 9.38%. I like what I'm seeing. And look, the 4 hour could be doing this loop and just getting started for a massive move to the upside. I wouldn't be surprised if it continued. It's been on this streak. So 15 minutes struggling, 1 hour's, 50 minutes overbought. So I'd wait for a flag at this point on a smaller time frame. And again, it's very, 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 very high risk at this point. It's already been kind of ripping. You're jumping in at the top, but it's not a lot to look at today. And Morpheus Labs does have the special sauce. So it's on my radar. All right. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Remember, if you came to the channel, then you're already doing the right thing. I had a great time. I hope you did. I feel enlightened. I feel great. I definitely laughed a lot. You people were in the chats. We had a really good time. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, from my family to yours. I had a great night of sleep last night. I think you could tell by just like the energy and the vibrance of the day. Bitcoin's going sideways. We're going to fight through it. We're in a bear market, but eventually we're going to push through. The second the Fed gets dovish, you're going to see a massive bounce for Bitcoin. The altcoins are going to rip. There's going to be money to be made. There's also money made in the last few days anyway, so it's not like we didn't make gains, but stay tuned for more and learn. Use small amounts. I'm not a financial advisor, but I use small amounts to figure out how to trade this market. So thank you so much for being here, everyone. I'm on my Paul Barron top button. Shout out to Paul Barron if this ever makes it to him. We love you, Paul. Can we clip this out and then send this to Paul on Twitter? That'd be kind of funny. But everyone, thank you so much. I love you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications. You can find out when I post my next video. Thank you to all the moderators, everyone that came through, all the super chats, $36 in chat revenue. You people are unbelievable. I'm blessed to have that. Thank you very, very much. You didn't have to give, but you did. Giving is good. It feels good to give every single time. Everyone, I'll see you on the next live stream. Crypto's life, baby. And be safe.